What's up, guys? Today I want to take a look at the Alienware 18. Now, what this is Alienware's flagship laptop. They don't make the 18 anymore, and I'm not sure why. It's not on the site. But the 18 stands for the 18.4-inch display, which is 1920 by 1080 on this model. You can get them in 4K. This one, unfortunately, is not a 4K model. But you can get them in different variations. Now, the specs on this model here, I'll actually pull that up with Specky. These are branded as R9 290M editions, or 290X M editions. So they're the mobile version of the R9 290X. Now, however, that's sort of just a rebranded 8970M. So in the hardware monitor and Specky, it reads out as dual HD 8970Ms from AMD. Whereas on, like, the sheet, or you pick it out on the Alienware website, they're labeled R9 290X cards. So roughly the same thing. So it has dual video cards, so it's running a Crossfire setup. It has an i7 4710MQ. So it's a mobile chip. What else? It's got 16 gigs of dual channel DDR3 RAM. It's running at 1600 megahertz. It has a 1 terabyte storage drive. It's got a 120 gig SSD boot drive. And it's running Windows 10 64-bit. All that good stuff. So, it's a pretty beefy laptop. It's mid to high range spec. You could get them with 980Ms in SLI or a single variant. The Crossfire and SLI models are slightly thicker. This comes in at right around 3 inches thick with the lid closed. Almost 3.25, I'd say. In fact, I actually have measuring tape right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. 2.5. Not 3 at all. I was just eyeballing it. Well, I guess that says a lot about other things, doesn't it? Just eyeballing. You know what? I'm not going to even go there. That's enough disappointment for one day. It's a fairly thick notebook. It's quite large. It's quite heavy. It's right around 16 pounds in terms of portability. Not great. I mean, you can pick it up. You can take it around the house, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. So here we are in front of the laptop. What's really cool about this particular laptop, actually, and all Alienware laptops, a lot of Asus ROG laptops as well, it's all RGB. Everything is controllable. So you can change the color of your macro keys on the side here, the keyboard, the Alienware logo, the power logo, the trackpad. You can pick a different color. There's lights down here. There's lights on the back of the laptop as well. So you have the Alienware logo here. You got some more lines. All of that can be any color you want. And right now it's green to match her setup, which is off in the corner, and I'll actually throw in a clip or a photo just to show you what it all looks like together, which I think looks really cool because all of her gear is Razer, so everything is sort of green. She uses a Death Adder for this as well because her desk is big enough that she has the laptop set up and then her desktop's over off to the side. Both running Razer gear. Looks pretty cool. So what we have on the unit itself, you got a full keyboard, number pad, all that stuff. So we'll go ahead and close this. Unplug that. Also has an external 150 watt power brick, which is gigantic, which you may be able to see down here. There you go. You see that over there? There's that. Very, very large power brick. So on the front of the laptop, we have intakes for cooling. So there's one here, there's one here. The matte finish on this really likes to pick up oil from your fingerprints, whatnot. On this side, we have a slot loading CD drive. We have a multi-card reader there. We have 2 USB 3.0 ports, an Ethernet port. On the back, we have the exhaust because we do have dual video cards. So this is the secondary video card. This is the primary video card. And that's the exhaust for the CPU. Over here, we have the power connector. We have an HDMI in/out. We have a FireWire port, I believe, or that's mini display port. Not too sure. And 2 more USB 3.0 ports. We have a microphone jack, a headphone jack, and a headphone microphone or headset combo jack. Now, let's launch a few games and take a look at its performance. So the first game we're going to take a look at is Overwatch. Now, as I mentioned before, which may or may not still be in the video, certain games don't really like the crossfire profile on this particular unit. I run dual GTX 980 Ti's in my rig, and I can tell the difference between 1 and 2 cards by enabling or disabling SLI. My monitor has 100 hertz refresh rate, and whether I run 1 card or 2 cards, it's stuck at 100 hertz. But if I remove that refresh rate or vertical sync option, it goes above and beyond up to 200, blah, blah, blah. You can see the difference between 1 and 2 cards. Now, however, with this, enabling a second card actually reduces performance a little bit. So that's another thing that kind of sucks. I would prefer a single, more powerful GPU over a crossfire setup. We're going to do a quick play, and we'll go over the performance of Overwatch on the Alienware 18. Now, what's going to suck here is I'm actually using an Xbox controller because it's pretty difficult to lean in over this and actually play with the keyboard and mouse. I've never played Overwatch with a controller before, so bear with me. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. There we go. But you can see the frame counter up on the right. Let's go ahead with... let's do Reinhardt. We already have a tank hero, so I guess it's anyone I want to pick. Fine. Oh, wait, nope. We already have one of those, so I'll be Tracer. So as you can see, we're stuck up in the 50s. You can see the thermals as well. 48C on the video card there. Oh, I have it on cooldown still. Because I thought it would be a smart idea to test it out. So over in the 60s now. Man, this is fucking... I can't play this with a keyboard. Or with a controller, sorry. Die. Damn it! Wow. This is bad with a controller. Like, this feels like shit. Haha! Gotcha, bitch. Oh, no, don't get those! Wow. Zenyatta saved my ass there. Oh, look out. Rewind here, get my health back. Because there's a Widowmaker up there. And a Soldier 76. We're still taking a point. I'm the only one standing on the point? Come on. Oh, we got the objective. Oh, no, don't get hit by those. Alright, I'm starting to get the hang of this controller now. It's basically muscle memory, and everything that I'm used to isn't really here because it's not a keyboard. No! Oh, I hate playing with a controller. Oh, it's so rough. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave the game. Sorry, everyone, for leaving the game. Let's quickly go to the options menu, and let's take a look at this. So we got 1920 by 1080. VSync is off, just so we can see the frames go a bit higher than 60. Graphics quality is set to epic. And everything is high, ultra, high, ultra, ultra, ultra. All the things that are high, I don't believe have ultra settings. No, they don't. So, max settings. Very, very, very good frame rates of mid to high 50s. Depending on what's going on. I don't really think I've seen it drop into the 40s during gameplay. But yeah, so that's Overwatch, and it runs fantastic. And again, it's just one card. So let's launch a couple more games. So here we are in the menus. Let's go ahead and take a look at the settings real quick. So we're going to go down to graphic settings. Obviously 1920 by 1080. We're full screen. Vertical sync is enabled. Let's disable that. frame rate, auto, motion blurs at high, depth of field is enabled. Everything is on extra high. So max settings. So here we are. Game's loaded up. This flickering though. This flickering though. You don't see it with your naked eye, but through the recording here, you can see it, and that would get real annoying. But here we are, we're playing max settings again. Stuck at 60 FPS. I'm seeing some vertical tearing. I'm gonna turn that VSync back on. There we go. The tearing is gone. Alright, so we'll go into this village, we'll do some stuff. How do you play this again? So we're moving along here. Again, the game looks phenomenal. Runs very well. I can't even see in here. There he is. Again, stuck at 60 FPS. Very well optimized game. Alright, so that was Metal Gear Solid 5 running on the Alienware Alpha. Or sorry, not the Alpha. The Alpha's sitting over there on the shelf. This isn't that video. Running on the Alienware 18. So let's go ahead and move on to yet another game. Let's take a look at the Division. Here we are in the Division. Let's go ahead and take a look at the settings. You can see the frames up in the top left. I have Bandicam running in the background there, but you can see the built-in frame counter from the game, stuck at 60 there. Video, we're 1920 by 1080, 60 hertz. You know, pretty normal stuff. Graphics quality set to medium. Let's go ahead and put them to high. Ultra is a little bit too demanding. We'll put them at high because I know this game isn't going to run at max settings. Again, because the fact that this only allows one video card for this particular title. 2, it actually runs worse. So we're going to run it at high settings, which is pretty respectable. I mean, it's a beautiful game, and it's pretty demanding. So we're in the mid to high 30s right now. Right now we're hovering about 35 FPS. God, I haven't played this in so long. What is my loadout even? It's not terrible. I think my gear, yeah, I got 180 gear score. So mid 30s. Let's go see if we can have something going on. But pretty stable around the 30 FPS mark, which isn't bad. That's pretty much console territory. However, this is running at much higher settings than the consoles would run. There might be a named guy in here. All things considered, it actually handles it pretty well. We're in the 40s right now. Game looks great. I mean, there's only a few settings that are different. I'm pretty sure shadow... let's see here. Shadows... Fuck, I can't get it. Shadow reflections on high instead of ultra, and sun shafts or on sun low, something like that, instead of sun high. So there's a few settings that are lower between high and ultra, and it's running pretty good. Alright, so there you go. That's how the Division runs on the Alienware 18. Pretty solid performance. Again, all high settings. And single card. Really no complaints. Very playable. I've enjoyed a lot of Division, specifically on this laptop. More so than on my desktop, surely because of the portability, and I can play it anywhere I'm at. So let's look at one final game in particular, and that's going to be the new Hitman, which just came out this year. And because this is an AMD-based title, it should run pretty well. So here we are. Here's the settings for Hitman. We're going to be running in DirectX 12, which I've never done before. That might help performance. It might not. 1920 by 1080 like normal. VSync is off. We got super sampling at 1. Level of detail is ultra. Anti-aliasing is FXAA. Texture quality is at high. Is there an ultra? No. So everything's at the highest settings possible. So let's go ahead and we'll launch the game with these settings. Alright guys, so for Hitman, what we're going to do is just run the benchmark. Now that's going to give us the best scenario in terms of performance. Now currently I only have one card running, and I'd like to see the performance difference between one card and two cards. So right now I'm seeing low 20s, 24. It's just with one card, right? We're up into high 30s, almost 40 FPS. Here again, this is ultra settings. Everything's as high as it goes. And believe it or not, this is the exact same performance, if not a little bit better, that I was getting when running two cards. So again, unfortunately, this is yet another title that does not properly support Crossfire with this particular computer. We were looking at about 35 average FPS in Hitman. Alright guys, to sum up with this laptop, overall it's actually a really good package. If I were to spec it out personally, because I did pick this up at a Best Buy that was, or a Future Shop that turned into a Best Buy, and again this was a display model, much like the Alpha. They weren't carrying it anymore. Actually it's the exact same place I got the Alpha. So I actually got a pretty good deal on it. This one retails on the Alienware website for about $3,000 or so dollars Canadian, spec the way it is when it was for sale. I ended up getting it for $2,200 all in, out the door, with a 4-year extended warranty, which is also a product replacement. If it gets damaged or anything, I can get a brand new current model of equal or greater value in the event something happens. And that was $500. I got that for free. So pretty good deal there. What would I change if I built it myself? I would not have a Crossfire set up in it. I would not have two video cards. One runs everything just fine. There's very few applications or games out there that for some reason support this particular unit's Crossfire capabilities. The only game I saw a significant increase in was The Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5. Everything else, it was equal or less than performance by having two rather than one video card. So one thing I would do is I would have got a 980M single card, and that would have done me just fine. What else would I change? Probably nothing. It's fine for everything else. Runs all the modern games fairly well. Overwatch is a big deal because that's what we play currently anyways, and that runs very, very well on it, so that was really good. We both have gaming desktops. Like I said, I have two 980 Ti's with a 4930K, and she's got an i7-975 Extreme Edition with a 970 on a 1080p panel that's only 60 Hz. And there is nothing that computer can't play at ultra settings stuck on that 60 Hz refresh rate. So it doesn't have that much use in our lives. It's basically just an extra PC for when we have someone come over. They can use it. It's great for moving around the house if we want to do our videos or anything like that in another room and we needed to run her microphone and her DSLR. It's great to be able to do that. It's fantastic to be able to take it to work on those long shifts, 15-hour days sometimes, and I get an hour break and I can sit, have lunch, play a few rounds of Overwatch, whatever. I can do that, and I can game at the same sort of level that I do at my actual desktop. So for that, it's great. If this was your only computer and all you have space for is a laptop, this is a great choice. A lot of other manufacturers like Asus and Razer and whatnot make really good high-end gaming laptops as well. And their prices are pretty similar. We just happen to go with the Alienware because we have a lot of other Alienware products. She has her R4 ALX. We have the Alpha over there, which is our media center. And we have the 18, which is our runaround, so to speak. So overall, great product. If I were to spec it out myself, I would not go with the Crossfire setup or the SLI setup. It's just too finicky. It makes the unit itself larger than it needs to be. It's actually a bit deeper, taller than it would be if it had a single video card. There's just more issues. The games that do run are far and few between. It's just an overall better experience if you stick to one card, which is what I would have done. But like I said, I didn't have the opportunity to do that. Sight unseen. It is what it is. But that's my personal user review of the Alienware 18, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please leave a like. Be sure to subscribe for more videos, because there'll be plenty more to come. Upgrades on this tower. I might be putting it into a new case. I kind of like the Thermal Take P5. That's actually a really cool case, and I'd like to mount it up to the wall. Get rid of the 900D. It was great when I had 4 video cards in there. Now I only have 2. It's a bit big, and I can do a lot more with what I have now in a smaller, more elegant looking case. Anyways, that's all for another time. Like I said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.